Dear colleagues, good morning. Ukrainian Crisis Media Center continues its work, and we have Svitlana Pavlovska, spokesperson of the National Guard of Ukraine, and the topic of this press briefing is high-quality publishing office as an element of information support for the staff of the National Guard of Ukraine. Svitlana, the floor is yours. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. Today, I would like to inform you on the measures which are taken by the leadership of the National Guard of Ukraine in course of preventing destructive influence of the enemies upon Ukrainian servicemen and population in the contact area. We try to diminish the destructive impact and psychological pressure which is made on the National Guard servicemen and on the local population along the contact line. Today, we witness multiple joint effort taken by many state agencies aimed at organizing broadcasting and delivery of printed media to the front line and to the zones along the contact line, but still the efforts are not sufficient. So the National Guard leadership has preserved its publishing house, which issues Slovo magazine and Ratnik newspaper. The last week, the command of the National Guards of Ukraine has purchased printing facilities which is capable to publish this newspapers and magazine in much higher circulation, in much higher number of copies, and this will considerably increase our capacity, our production capacity. In the past, we had to take additional operations which required also additional financial resources and prevented us from reaching optimal number of copies and to reach higher circulation. Then now we are able to raise circulation. Now we will have 5,000 copies of magazine per week and 5,000 copies of newspaper per week. We publish them on a weekly basis, and they immediately go to the front line. And for this purpose, we have developed a special system of delivery which allows to bring them to the front line very quickly. We also increased the number of other printed products. We publish brochures like this small. We also publish leaflets like this. Leaflets which are aimed to raise patriotic feelings and patriotic attitude of people. Also, we publish photo albums with pictures of those who gave their lives for the sovereignty of Ukraine. Each serviceman who come to the National Guard service, they have a possibility to review these photo albums. I would like to mention that timely information of the National Guard servicemen and timely information provided for the population residing along the contact line is an important element to prevent destructive and harmful influence of the enemy's propaganda. Moreover, in the ATO zone, in the National Guard service uses called movable cinemas, and these cars are able to transfer signals, audio and video signals. It takes information from the internet and transmits it to rather big distances. The crew which serves this mobile movie car is able to receive information via internet, and moreover now they can produce these smaller leaflets and immediately disseminate them. Moreover, they have the portable station of non-linear shooting, and they are able to make videos in the field conditions and immediately make them and produce them as a product. Also, despite rather big financial resources required to equip this mobile movie cars, we nevertheless planned to have more these cars by the new year, and the command of the National Guard decided to have such mobile movie cars in all the local National Guard commands along the contact line, which means that anywhere in the contact line, all the servicemen are provided with high quality, reliable, and updated information materials. To ensure this, we have reviewed the procedure for materials preparation, and our commander in the information area has set special requirements. All the materials should be very brief. All the pieces of information should be full of dynamics, and there are very serious requirements to the headlines and to the plot of the piece of information. Even those servicemen who work in our information department, they have to master a new way of work and new approach to drafting their pieces of information. This is for the first time in the National Guard, when in each unit the day will start with the new ritual. We will all our units will start the day with the ceremony of raising the flag. This is an important part of our working, that strengthening patriotic perception of what's going on in Ukraine. We believe this will allow us to counteract the destructive influence of our opponents. So from tomorrow, everywhere in the National Guard units, we will start the traditional daily ceremony of raising the flag. Thank you.
Do you have any questions to the speaker? I have a question which is not exactly on the topic, but that's the information that yesterday in Mariupol, the serviceman of the National Guard of Ukraine was killed. Can we hear your comment? Yes, that has really happened in Mariupol, but I can say that this serviceman was not executing the tasks related to anti-terrorist operation. He was serving in the rear in the unit which is located there, and it has always been located there. What is the reason for his that he perished? The prosecutor's office is looking at that, whether that was suicide or uncareful use of weapons. But everyone knows that before that tragedy, he had a phone conversation with someone, and that phone conversation was very emotional, very tense emotionally. And after that, the tragedy took place. He was still alive when he was taken to the hospital, but unfortunately the wound he got was very serious, and he died, and we express our condolences to his family, but we will know the reason of that death later. Thank you. See you again soon. I would like to remind you that our next briefing is at 12:30. Colonel Alexander Montezyanek.